What's up everyone, this is Geos59, and since I've done some videos about my PS3 collection, I figured I should do my PSP collection. Well, I used to have a PSP 1000 with a bunch of UMDs, but it wasn't exactly portable and it was kind of a pain in the ass to carry around. So now I traded all of that in for a PSP Go, actually, on the day it launched, and I decided to show you some of the games that I got on here, as well as that I've played on the PSP 1000. The first game, let's get this little light thing loaded up. First game that I wanted to talk about is Patapon 2. You can't really see it in this video because of the lighting, but Patapon 2 is ridiculously addictive. It's like the video game equivalent of crack. It's a hard learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty freaking awesome. And then my next one is Monsters Probably Stole My Princess, which is a minis, which isn't bad. It's actually a pretty addictive game. I mean, it's a mini, so it's not exactly a full game, to say the least. And I also got Age of Zombies. Again, pretty funny dialogue and what have you, but it's still just a mini, so it's not going to be a full action game or what have you. And I got Suikoden, the PS1 classic, which is, I mean, actually really amazing. I didn't actually get to play it in the PlayStation 1 era, so playing it now is kind of nice. It's still pretty addicting, surprisingly. And then I got the City of Final Fantasy, which is like the best thing on the planet. Rounding it down. I'm so excited for Dissidia 2, because that's going to be freaking amazing, hopefully. And let's see, what else is there? Then I also got Castlevania, the Dracula Chronicles. If you want to play Symphony of the Night, then I recommend getting it if you don't have the PS1 Classic. They also have the prequel that never made it into America on here, remade and whatever, but it's not that great. I mean, it's not bad, but let's just say Symphony of the Night puts it to shame easily. And then most of these are just demos, by the way. Why I'm skipping most of these is most of them are just demos, and sometimes I replay these demos because they're fun, and sometimes I just have them just because I don't want to get rid of them. And I got Orc Time Fun, which I used to have on my 1000, so I figured might as well just get it for this. I transferred the data over from my 1000 to my Go, so I figured why not? It was only I think it was only like $5 or at most, so it wasn't exactly a bad thing. And Pretty Can I Really Be the Hero was roughly $10, and the sequel is going to be kick-ass, so that's always good to know. This is actually a pretty light thing, and I get my own little internal clock when I shut the thing, which is kind of cool. Anyways, I've also played Final Fantasy Crisis Core, or Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, which is a pretty good game, and I want it to come out for the PSN library so I can play it again, but it's really, really, really easy. I mean, I haven't died yet in the game. And there's also Final Fantasy Tactics. They have the PS1 on the PS1 version on the PSN, but I want the remade version so I can replay that as well, and Final Fantasy Tactics is freaking amazing, so yay. And then there's what other games have I played? God of War Chains of Olympus, which is freaking amazing, obviously, it goes without saying. And then there's, what's it called? Phantasy Star Portable 1, which, why would they even consider releasing the second one if they're not going to release the first one on the PlayStation Network? Doesn't really make much sense at all, but what are you going to do? And then there's, I also played Power Stone Collection, which was nice, but it wasn't that phenomenal or earth-shattering, but it was nice. It's a pretty good deal if you like the Power Stone series. And Darkstalkers Collection, which was okay, but, I mean, it wasn't exactly something you would want to play on your PSN. Another game that I played on the PSP was the Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's almost as good as the third one for the PS2, so that actually says a lot. It's pretty in-depth, plus I usually don't play the online for Metal Gear anything, but this was actually surprisingly good, so yeah, it was pretty good. The PSN library really needs to get more games. Like I said, Crisis Core and Phantasy Star Portable 1, Final Fantasy Tactics. They get those 3 games, and that's pretty much all I want, really. I mean, the PSP Go itself isn't a bad handheld at all. I mean, it does exactly what I wanted. It's portable, and I don't have to lug around 10,000 UMDs. So, and yeah, I could just get a 16 gig memory card, but I'm not gonna buy a 16 gig memory card on top of my PSP, and it's just not worth it. I mean, this video isn't exactly. I don't exactly want to debate on the PSP in this video, but if I could get 2 PSPs, I probably would get the 3000 just so I can play the games that I couldn't play on the PSP Go. But other than that, I really wouldn't want a PSP 3000 until they release. Like I said though, if they release 3 games that I mentioned, then I wouldn't even want a PSP 3000. So that's just as is, I guess. Another thing that doesn't make sense about the PSN library, while we're still talking about it, is they make Patapon 2 cheaper than the first one, and I want to know why. I mean, I'll probably never know why, but if you think about it, if the first one was cheaper than the second one, I'd buy the first one, and then I'd play the second one. But since the second one was cheaper, I only played the second one, so why would I even want to go back to the first one? In fact, after beating Patapon 2, I'd probably go to Patapon 3 rather than spending more money on Patapon 1. It's just a retarded incentive. I mean, it's like they weren't even thinking when they decided to do something like that. So, yeah, I don't really know what to say there.